You to play. When you look into my eyes is probably one of the first projects I've done where I've explored how external relationships, how other people have impacted me, and that's really what this EP is about. My name is Hyde. I'm a singer-songwriter from Australia.
No matter what I do, I'm thinking about you. No matter what I do, that's the truth. No matter what I do, can't take my eyes off you.
So I started as a DJ when I was 12, 13, and I was DJing house parties. And I started because I was too short to play basketball and make it to the NBA, so I figured I needed to do something else. And from there I wanted to make my own music, so I started to produce my own songs, and that's how I got my start in music in a group. And then I felt like it would be more fulfilling to write my own songs and sing them. So when I was 20, I decided to start that journey with the purpose of wanting to make people feel less alone with my music. Yeah, I didn't think that music could be a career, and I was just doing it as a hobby, something I really enjoyed. I think when I got my first record deal when I was 16, that's when I realized that it could be something that I could take seriously and could become a job. So after that point, I think finding my purpose of wanting to write my own songs and sing them, I started to take things to another level and really hone in on music as a career. Yeah, it's really nice to reflect on because it's all happened so organically that I sort of forget myself that I'm collaborating with different people from different countries. I think that it's taught me a lot about the process. Everyone has a different process, from the West, America and Australia, to Thailand, South Korea, Japan. I think that respecting and giving space for the other artists to make the song their own, or to take time to make sure the lyrics are perfect. I've learned a lot from that. And then I would say lastly, I've received a lot of inspiration from working with artists that have different backgrounds. Some of them started as hip hop artists. And so that has inspired me to push myself creatively and do things differently than I grew up listening to. Yeah, so when you look into my eyes is probably one of the first projects I've done where I've explored how external relationships influence and shape us as people. And it's been something that I've been reflecting on over the last year. I think my previous projects and collaborations were more introspective. So I'm starting to write about how other people have impacted me. And that's really what this EP is about, the highs and the tough moments from that. Wow, that's a great question. I think hearing the first demo is always super cool and exciting. And to what we were saying before, you never know where an artist is going to take a demo. And I think they all stood out to me in different ways. Though I'd say with No Matter What I Do, with DJ Rod, it was a different song for me, moving more R&B. I'd been listening to a lot more of that style. So I think just hearing that song come together, because it was different for me, is definitely a memorable experience. That said, each artist like Landok Mai, Yented Yu, they all put something different into the song, and I think really took it to a new level, which I'm grateful for. Mi Kwam Suk. I suppose the first moment where it started to come together was September last year at Colorist Festival. So I was watching a bunch of shows, including DJ Rod's, and just seeing the response to his music, but also seeing how big his show was. I was really amazed by it, and without knowing him or working with him at that stage, I could tell that he was really creative and a visionary. So I really wanted to work with him from that moment. And I went back to America after that festival and started writing new songs with him in mind. And then I sent it to him, and fortunately he was open to being a part of the song, which I was super excited about. And that's really where the song started. And then we worked online, going back and forth to get it perfect to a place everyone was happy with. Yeah, I think the biggest challenge was just getting into the right mindset to write a song like that. I think it was a bit different to some of the other things I've written, in the sense of there's a confidence, I think, to the lyrics and the performance. So I think just mentally being in the right mindset to write a song like that was probably the biggest obstacle to get over, to write more R&B inspired songs. And then I would say the highlight would be seeing how my verse worked with DJ Rod's, even though we weren't in the same room, to see how his verse took the song to a different place, even with the Pikachu sounds and lyric. That was super cool to see. And then it really inspired other parts of the song and finishing those, even if he wasn't singing in those parts. So that was cool, that process. Yeah, it was so fun to film that because that was my first time properly meeting him. So at the same time, I was learning a lot about him, and I had obviously heard a lot of his music and story, but to talk more about his journey in music, that was really cool. And I think one of the memorable parts was sitting down at lunch and just asking him a bunch of questions and getting advice on career thoughts. I really appreciated that because it's not all the time that you meet people that are open to giving support and feedback in that way. I'd say probably something else that comes to mind is just the fact that it was so hot and we were in full clothes, even more than I'm wearing now. And I remember we would do our like dancing scene in the heat and then run back to get cooled off in between takes. So I think just dancing and having fun with him, those were super memorable. I wouldn't change it at all. It felt like it was a good bonding experience. I think the video, we wanted to do something a little bit different, and so we wanted to make a video that could, instead of just telling a normal storyline, which is follows the song and is maybe romantic leaning, we went for something which was like feel good reminders and putting it on cardboard cutouts and like showing it to people. So I really like anything that involves just people that are there living their life, selling things or just walking to work. And so we tried to include the general public in it, and to see people recognize DJ Rod and like film us while we were filming, it was super memorable. Also a credit to him and his popularity here in Thailand with people. Swadee Krab, I hope you're having a great day. My new song with DJ Rod, No Matter What I Do, is out now, and I hope you think it's Fiao Krab. So you can find me at I am Will Hyde on all platforms, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Make sure you send me a message and say hi. I would love to see how you're doing. And yeah, you can find all updates there.